Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my Dogecoin price prediction for the month of August. We'll be looking at Bitcoin and ETH as well. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when the new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And on my live streams for the first 10 days of August, we're going to be doing Dogecoin giveaways. That's right. So please be sure you are subscribed. You've got your notifications on. You don't want to miss a live stream. We have a lot of fun in them as well. But the Dogecoin giveaways, it's just part of us being good. That's right, do only good every day for Doge. But what's happening in the crypto markets? July ended up in the green, although we were up much higher. That last week really hurt the crypto market, as we saw a lot of red and pullbacks that last week of July. But we've got a new month ahead of us for August, so let's take a look. Let me show you the news and the charts. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. We're at 20.7 cents. That's right, we did. Early this morning, we did drop down to about 20.1. Did not breach 20 cents though, so we stayed above 20.1. And what's this orange line here? Well, this is a line that we've been looking at as an upward sloping support line. And so, after we hit it back here in June, bounced off of it in early July a number of times before the big run that we had right there in the middle of July. But the pullback, not great. Would have been better if we had slow and steady gains, and then we had this FOMC drop there. And then, as the Magic 8 Ball had predicted, right, most likely we would drop lower, and that is what happened. How about Bitcoin? Bitcoin's $115,000. It did drop down to 114 on the dip. So Bitcoin has been really stubborn lately. And we'll be looking at Bitcoin for August as well. And ETH is now down to 3,600, falling below that 3,800 line we had been watching. Overall, crypto markets see red. Solana, XRP, Dogecoin extend losses. This came after the FOMC. Fear of tariffs, right? That's what Jerome Powell said. And that spread into today, because last night was also, everyone looking to August 1st as this big U.S. tariff day, and where all these tariffs are going to go into effect. And the markets don't like that. Yeah, the markets don't like that. So that's where we start the month of August. Overall, if we look at the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin broke out of an upward sloping support line that Bitcoin had. And so, yep, a big liquidity grab. And that's what it was. Hundreds of millions of dollars in long leverage trades got wiped out between Bitcoin, ETH, and even like Pump.fun and Pengu and Pepe and even Doge. We saw during the live stream, we saw a $200,000 Dogecoin long leverage trade get wiped out. So that was a lot of what that was. Fear of the market, right? Jerome Powell, FOMC, no rate cuts, not committing to a September rate cut yet, of course. We talked about that. And then follow up the tariff stuff. So the markets dip. So here we are beginning the month of August after all these market liquidations. Where we end up right now is as far as, you know, after the big liquidations, we end up with a lot more shorts that are open than longs, because a lot of those longs got wiped out. So now we end up with an imbalance on the sell side. So there's a surge in bearish positions. And I told you yesterday I was feeling bearish too, and the markets didn't disappoint me by going down, because I could see that coming. So short positions are over 50% for Doge, Cardano, and Solana, and others. So because a lot of those longs got wiped out, and the markets are feeling a little bearish here. But that doesn't stop some from being bullish as well, like our good friend El Crypto Prof here. I see a lot of scared people out there. Don't look at the lower time frame. Macro is what counts, folks. So zoom out, right? Zoom out. Look at the bigger picture. Still on the 4-year cycles. The total 3 has formed an inverse head and shoulders, just like it did in 2021. And that breakout and retest has happened. So that retest is complete, and this is just a dip. It's just a dip. It's all this is before we go higher. And what could that higher look like on total 3? We could have this huge breakout. And whether this happens this fall, this is kind of what I think, maybe not quite to the extent we had in 2021, but we could be in for a pretty big run. However, here we are in August. We're already starting negative. We're already bit in the red in August. This is for Bitcoin. Bitcoin ended up 8% for the month of July. But we look back 4 years ago, 2021, Bitcoin was up 13%. And in 2017, it was up 65%. Of course, 2017 was that incredible run of all these months except for September, where Bitcoin double-digit gains in percentages, just huge buying of Bitcoin back in 2017. But August tends to be a little bearish for Bitcoin. And for ETH, Crypto Rover points out, look, here we are August. ETH was up 50% from the month of July. But then red last year, red the year before, red the year before. But 2021, green, up 35%, and 2017 up 92%. I mean, it just seems to be like all one way or all the other way is what we're looking at. So Satoshi Flipper saying, look, ETH, I'm still bullish. Maybe something like this for ETH, up to 4,000, back to 4,000 again, but that's not going to happen right at the beginning of August. And I think it's going to be tough for ETH to get over 4,000 anywhere in the entire month of August, just like Bitcoin is probably not going to get above 120,000 for the month of August. So what does that mean for Dogecoin? Well, Dogecoin ended up July up 27%. So in between Bitcoin and ETH, of course, we were enjoying 50-60% monthly gains here just about a week and a half ago, but the pullback, that's where it gets us. And very similar to what ETH did. 2021, Dogecoin was up 34%. 2017, Dogecoin was up 20%. Even 2018, Doge was up 60%. So Doge has seen some good August. The last 3, though, have been in the red. So that's where we are in terms of the history. What does it mean going forward for August? I mean, we can talk about Pepe and other memes as well. This article is sort of comparing the two. And when we look at the meme coin market, there's a lot of divergence a bit going on. Pump.fun seems to have, waned a bit, but now it's starting to come back. Pengu did pull back quite a bit, but it's starting to accumulate again and move up. And even Bonk really got hit the past week, but it's coming up too. So we'll be watching that. Pepe's not going to do a 40x though. I mean, a lot of these things are 40x, not from here. It's crazy. But what's going to happen going forward? Coin Codex. We can look at Coin Codex. August forecast for Doge. Token is aiming for 26 cents. 26 cents for Coin Codex. And I'm not quite so sure we're going to be at that 26 cent level for Doge. I think it's going to be rocky, and we'll see. But a 16% rise for the month. It's not going to be easy for August. For Pepe, Coin Codex is predicting a pullback from 11.10 down to 8. So that would be a drop of about 25% here for Pepe. So interesting that Coin Codex is saying, yeah, some of the meme tokens are probably going to be pulling back, but Dogecoin may see a gain. So it'll be interesting to watch as that unfolds for the markets for Dogecoin right now, I think we're going to be sort of following this upward support line back into the 21s, maybe up back into the 22s as well. But throughout the rest of the month, it's probably going to bounce around. And I think we'll end up in that, just right in that range, 21, 22, maybe to 23. And that's about it, not to 26. I don't see that much of a gain going in August for Doge. Everything is going to be building for the fall. So I don't see drops down into like 16 cents or anything like that. Big pullbacks. I think hopefully this tariff stuff is just going to get done with, because it's been far too negative since January when Trump first started talking about tariffs. And it just hits us month after month after month. We start getting good gains, and then the tariff stuff just inserts its ugly head, and the uncertainty in the markets going forward. So that's the month of August. Let me know in the comments below what you think about month of August for Dogecoin, perhaps Bitcoin, ETH, or something else. What else are you looking at buying? Are you buying on the dips, or do you think we've already hit the high and now it's just going to be bear market from here? There are some of you out there, I know that. Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.